Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches, and it is time for a new floss tube video. It is day 20. Where the heck has this month gone? Just like, I don't know. It's flying by and crawling all at the same time because there's a date I specifically very badly need to get to for a bunch of reasons, and it's still another week away, but yet it feels like this month has just flown by. We've done 20 days of vlogging, which is like, it's only been 18 videos because I've had a couple days where I had to combine, but where did it go? Anybody else feeling like that? Feeling like the new year is approaching rather quickly? I spent most of the night in planning mode. As much as I wanted to bust out some stitches, like I would get a good 50 stitches in and then be like, oh, but then there's this and this. And I know I've kind of talked about all the plans, but then it was also like getting it all nailed down, I guess. Like, I participate in WIPGO every year, and so last year, I know I've discussed this like a million times, and I'm doing something similar this year. Oops, I missed that truck. I'm doing something similar this year, but last year I set a goal to put 1,500 stitches into every single one of my whips. I believe I was at like 52 when I started out last year. I'm not sure. Do I have it written here? I might have it written right here in front of me. 40? 40 is what I started off the year with, it looks like. So I wanted to put 1,500 stitches into 40 whips. So minimum, and I knew with that goal, it still allowed me some flexibility to do some other stitching, right? So, ooh, that's not good. Let's start out with a fresh calculator times 40 whips. Minimum of 60,000 stitches. I also said that any of my whips that were prior to, that were 2018, which is the oldest ones I have, or the one from the previous year, would each get an additional 500. So that was, let's say 6 whips, 6 times 5 is 3,000. So now we're at 63,000 plus 500 on any new starts. I needed to set that goal. I have got to quit recording so late because I get interrupted by work. Okay, so I had that goal set for all of my projects, and I knew if I completed that goal that I would complete my WIPGO board. I had just chosen 25 whips and threw them on the board. That was kind of the lame way to do things, and so I really didn't give myself much credit for that. So I'm doing it a little different this year, and so that was my thing. I was like, I need to figure out what my WIPGO is. And so my goal this year, and I just realized I hadn't actually laid that out yet, so I did that tonight, is 2,000 stitches on all my projects. I currently am taking 33 into next year, maybe 32 if we can get that extra finish in. 32 whips, so at 2,000 a piece, I did this math earlier, is 64,000, or 33. 66,000. And then an extra 500 on all my full coverages, and 500 if I have a new start. Okay, so what is my WIPGO? My WIPGO is that whatever piece gets called must get an additional 500 on top of that 2,000, or 2,500 if it happens to be a full coverage. And I filled in each of my blocks with the name of a friend, and they get to pick the piece, which means if 3 people throughout the year pick the same piece, pieces getting a lot of stitching. So, I laid out whip go. I laid out my yearly, you know, touch all your whips. I think that's a hashtag, by the way. Not my hashtag, a hashtag that I may just have to use. It's something that I've been doing for years. It's always my goal to make sure all my whips get some stitches in it throughout the year. So anyway, I laid out that goal and whip go, and I was just doing a lot of planning tonight because I'm just feeling that rush towards the end of the year right now. All that being said, I got off on a tangent. I did get my 500 stitches in on QS Ladybugs, but that's about all I got done. And 100 of that was yesterday's video. So 400 stitches on QS Ladybugs this morning. And I really felt like I could knock that out and start on Garden Prelude, but again, all the planning. So my months, especially in the beginning of the year, are going to be kind of hectic. It'll slow down throughout the year, but 5 categories. Oh, today is category day, so I will be announcing categories later for January if you want to play along. So 5 categories that will each have a whip. My 5 focus whips, my 2 whip go calls, my piece that's being split into 12, a daily 100. Does that sound like way too much work yet? It's really not when you take it one step at a time, but it sounds like a lot. So a minimum, if I don't double dip any of that, because it's a possibility, but for the most part, I try not to. You're looking at a minimum of 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces that I'll work on each month. Minimum. And actually add another 2 to that because my daily 100 changes between days that I work and days that I'm off. And my brain just did something and now it's gone. There was something else. So the goal will be to complete the 5 categories, complete the 5 focus pieces, complete the SAL, before working on any other projects towards just hitting goals on things. So it's going to be interesting to watch, I think. I love the way I do this. I've been doing it most of this year because I had the categories and the main characters, which basically that's what I'm doing again next year. I just, I'm not in the group that does the main characters anymore, but I'm still going to do them. Daily 100. It sounds like so much, but I promise if you'll just stick around through the month of January and watch how I do it, it's so rewarding. I love checking boxes. I love hitting goals. And essentially, I'm setting myself low goals so that I can achieve them every month, but yet substantial enough to be a push. Because like each of my categories, that's 500 stitches per whip. That's not, I mean, that's not a bad amount. So I'm super excited. Super excited. I love the new year. We always do go big and go hard for the first couple months and then everybody kind of tapers off. But do you have any major plans already for next year? Is your whip go board made? Are you participating? Let me know. And again, categories will be later this evening. Oh, and I forgot to show you in yesterday's video, I did some other stitching. We got to work ridiculously early. The reason for this is because UPS, Amazon sent everything UPS, but it did not ask for a physical address. It just asked for an address. I gave it a P.O. box. UPS does not deliver to P.O. boxes. So my packages got stuck at a UPS shipping center, and I had to go pick them up before work because yesterday was the last day to do that before they shipped it back to Amazon. And these are Christmas presents, and Christmas is this weekend. I'm telling y'all, December is whooping me. Okay, so since we were sitting in our car at work, unable to start work for almost an hour, I worked on my round robin that I am doing with some of my friends. I'm gonna sit you down for a second. I know the angle is not great, but so I'm working on Sarah, our Stitching Kingdom, and this is Ink Circles Black Velvet, my working copy that she made me. And so she did her part, and now I'm working on my part. So I did put 100 stitches into it today. Mostly this down here, I believe, because I'd worked myself all the way down and then was working, and then I was going to fill in. So I'm trying to mostly work in like this type of direction, because with the variegated thread, I kind of wanted it to, I don't know, something. So that is the other 100 stitches I got today. I don't know the fabric, and the floss is Live and Die LA Purple. It's very blue, pink, purple, gorgeous. You can see how it variegates out. The purples in it are amazing. So that is what I worked on and forgot to show you yesterday. So I'm going to try and keep it right now, my car project for if we get to work early. But it also may end up being my daily 100, not today, but at work next week, if I need to give Sarah a little more time to catch up on America before we finish it. So, and then once we finish America, I'm going to stick with this. I don't think it'll be too many hundreds before my quarter of it is done. But then I have the next one already too, because the buck stopped here. All right, I'm going to let y'all go. And I'll check in with you tonight when you should be sleeping because you have work tonight. But we got our cast off. Yay!
Let's hope it stays off.
Let's hope it stays off. We're waiting on the x-ray results. So then we're going to go home and go sleep.
Yay, me too.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the middle of the night. It is the end of day 20. And what stitching have I gotten done this evening? Yep, you called it. Just my daily 100 that I literally just set somewhere on America. This is going to be the last I stitch on her for a little bit. Look at this back. Because I'm going to see about finishing it with my friend Sarah. But here we are. We literally just have this dark blue over in here, a little bit of Krynic, and some backstitch. And that's it. That's all she wrote. So we're going to put her up for a little bit. I will finish her before the end of the month, even if I have to finish her all by my lonesome. But I think Sarah should be ready at some point. Because it actually stitches up really fast. It does. All right, so I forgot to grab Fairy Tale Lands. So tonight or tomorrow, day 21, we'll be working on Garden Prelude. And then, and quick recap after my clip from earlier. Ryan, of course, his x-rays came out good. They left the cast off, and he is going to start working to strengthen it back up over the next few weeks without putting too much strain on it. He is very excited to be out of a cast. I'm hoping he stays that way for a little bit since, you know, we just got out of a cast at the end of summer. August or September, he got out of his other cast. and then turned around in November, got into a new one. Different wrist each time. So anyways, that's the follow-up. He did get to keep his cast off. So, and then I got about 4 hours of sleep, came to work, got to stitching. I did a little bit of like housekeeping, I guess. Yeah. So that's it for day 20. I hope y'all are having a wonderful December, and I will see y'all tomorrow.